welcome to episode 4 of Arcasaur Table Talk. I'm still your host, Deanna, and I still have members of my Arcasaur Tabletop team.
Garnet Sky.
And Scott, the host of Arcasaur RPG and creator of many different things that we are currently working on. Yes.
Yep, our first topic of discussion was the recent Hasbro investor call. Or, well, a little quick summary over it. And here's the article I picked. Hold on. I'm not giving free advertising to anyone.
Yeah, just ignore that stuff.
No, I blocked the element again.
Hmm.
And I will block it as many times as I need to. The only free advertising I'm giving is directly to the article here on GameSpot, which is titled Hasbro Execs Talk Dungeons and Dragons and the Open Game License Controversy. And in the subtitle, I mean, they could have gone really, really cheeky because of the current Hasbro CEO's name, Chris Cox, discussing the community backlash in his recent earnings call. He and other Hasbro executives discussed it. And this is basically a summary of the Gizmodo article that when Linda Codega wrote up. They'd actually listened in on the investor call.
Okay.
CEO and former president Chris Cox addressed the negative fan response as a misfire on updating the open gaming license. And the earnings call didn't really provide any new information, but Mr. Cox did say that their best practice is to work with the community, gather feedback, and build experience that inspires creators and players.
Basically lying directly to the faces of his investment holders.
Yeah, and using the investor doublespeak, which I believe was directly mentioned in the Gizmodo article. Let's see. Let me check. Yeah, lots of ads. Yeah, the cancellation of... He called the mass cancellation of D&D Beyond subscriptions a relatively minor dip in the profit margins for Q1. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see what that investor call is going to be like. That's going to be sometime in the second quarter.
Yeah.
They cited an account growth of 20% over the year. But, you know, that's not paying subscribers. That's just accounts on the website. I mean, me and Scott have accounts, but we're not paying subscribers. We never were.
Yeah, I only used it once to generate a character to see what kind of material that I'd have access to, and I'm like, this is bull. I barely have access to anything.
Yeah. I mean, and Bank of America has still continued to label them as underperforming because the company is over monetizing their Wizards of the Coast brands.
Yes.
And yeah, let's see. No, she didn't mention the specific doublespeak quote. I did hear that part from an actual Hasbro investor. But, you know, they're...
Yeah, they honestly think that because according to the article that we pulled up from GameSpot,
Yeah, the small
it says
summary article.
yeah, it says later on in the call, the investors asked if OGL controversy would affect Q1 returns. Cox replied that the effects, including canceled D&D Beyond subscriptions, were relatively minor. D&D also has a big year ahead of it, according to him, with releases of Honor Among Thieves movie, Baldur's Gate 3, and a live-action show on Paramount Plus. So they're basically really hoping that those three things will make up for the Q1 loss.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which, in all honesty, I know several people that were super excited about Honor Among Thieves and Baldur's Gate 3, and now they're thinking of either waiting until it comes out in a used bin so that they don't give any of their money to Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro.
Yeah.
Or, you know, Paramount. I don't remember who's publishing Honor Among Thieves, but if that movie flops, they're gonna be very, very leery of touching any kind of Wizards property going forward.
Which hopefully it'll open up more opportunities. Like, in all honesty, I know this is besides the point what we're talking about, but one of the things I would absolutely love to see me myself is, and I know a lot of people would say, but there's this movie and that movie, like Blade Runner and stuff. I don't care. I want to see a cyberpunk movie, like Cyberpunk 2077 or Cyberpunk 2020 or 2022.
The background disappeared.
Well, that happens.
How do we get it back?
I don't know. I'm not in the room with you. You might have to do some adjustments. As in, you know, clicking on the source and then looking for the image that you were using and then telling it to look at that again. That's all I can suggest. But I would absolutely love to see, you know, Cyberpunk 2077 or even like a Vampire the Masquerade or World of Darkness live action movie. That's easy enough to do. Or even Call of Cthulhu. You know, that would be trippy, crazy and trippy. But yeah, there's I would Dungeons and Dragons, other Wizards of the Coast IPs get a lot of what?
Hold on, I'm gonna have to stop the recording.
Okay.
All right. Minor idiocies of the computer has been reversed.
So, as I was saying, I would absolutely love to see like live action of other role playing system. Hell, even Shadowrun, like that would be fantastic. But everybody's so concentrated on Dungeons and Dragons, and it's kind of taking away from the rest of the industry.
Yeah, when it comes to fantasy, there are apparently only two choices for A-list movies. Tolkien and its derivative. seriously.
Well, just doing it all over again.
No. Ads keep showing up. No matter what I do. So
Well,
annoying.
don't worry about it for right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright, yeah, I mean, we're pretty much done with this article anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I hit the wrong one. I accidentally hid you. There we go.
so do you want me to go on ahead and announce this one or not? Up to you.
Well, the next one is an article that you found, yes.
Okay. Well, I found this and I think it's rather great because first we had the Elder Scrolls V on consoles and PC, and then it came to tablets and smartphones, and it got ported over to a whole bunch of stuff like refrigerators and calculators and you name it. Well, now they have ported. Bethesda has now ported Skyrim to the table. Yes, they have now made a tabletop game. It's been out for a little while and I didn't know it, but hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tabletop game now.
Yeah, I pulled up the Polygon article, and this was published on February 13th, but the game itself, it was either an initial Kickstarter or, end of Kickstarter campaign was about a year ago.
Yeah. But what according to the article, when it was announced in late 2021, many saw the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the adventure game, as little more than a goof. Many wryly remarked that it would be the last Skyrim that would be relaunched in any form, a kind of final physical apathy. No. Yeah, I'm horrible with words. That word, for a classical video game. More than a decade
It's
after its release.
Apotheosis, by the way.
Apotheosis, thank you.
Yeah.
For the classical video game. More than a decade after its release, Skyrim remains playable or virtually every console computer platform known to humankind. So why not a board game as well? When I'm reading further into the article, this is actually pretty interesting because they go on to write, I admit there are more lighthearted variants of this game than eventually appeared on Polygon. And yes,
Well, the headline, other people have written articles, but this person has actually done a hands-on with the game.
And yes, most of the variants mention Todd Howard by name, but it turns out that Modifius's interpretation of the Land of the Nords is actually a solid little board game, and just like the video game, you can essentially play it forever. It's like a tiny little clockwork continent sitting on your dining room table. It's set before the events of Elder Scrolls V. Players take on the role of Blades, agents of the Emperor, driven north by the conflict in the heart of Cyrodiil. Across 3 scenarios
that are listed as chapters.
1 to 4 players must work to mitigate a violent civil war, then uncover a conspiracy before the time runs out. The narrative plays out using a sequence of numbered cards, unlike the sprawling cooperative horror game The Seventh Continent, or the tight and agile narrative engine at the heart of Fantasy Flight Games Fallout. Fantasy Flight Games Fallout. But Skyrim the Adventure game goes one step further. You can actually pull some of the biggest endgame event cards, mush all 3 scenarios together, and embark on a free-roam tabletop adventure without end. In this way, the board game mirrors my preferred way to play Skyrim, wandering around with powerful magics and various sharp objects and using them to screw shit up.
I love how you mix your censoring.
I know. Fuck that noise. There you go, YouTube. Take us down.
No, they're not. We're way past the monitoring point for profanity filters.
Oh, so I can say this now? What the hell?
Oh, no, that's not considered profanity by YouTube.
What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
Okay. Okay.
Dog.
Can I pet that dog?
Yeah, the base unit
Sorry.
at their time of posting was about $140 on Amazon and $105 on Walmart through a third-party seller. Both are actually slightly different. Amazon slightly cheaper, Walmart slightly more expensive.
Yeah, but still, even at that $140 price tag, like I've looked into it a little bit before we started, recording, that it's actually got a pretty good amount of content for that $150.
Oh
Like,
yes.
I highly suggest it just for the content alone.
Yeah,
If you want to have that same experience as the video game puts out, but in a tabletop format where you can play with 3 of your other friends
in
and
person.
embark on epic adventures in the realm of the Nords, I highly suggest it. Like, I'm actually, if I have enough money sometime in the near future, I might buy it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then it'll sit on a shelf and collect dust, just like all the other board games that I have. I'm sorry, Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Yeah, that was the best buy we ever made. It was what?
That
like
and Betrayal at Baldur's Gate.
Well, no, House on the Hill Betrayal at House on the Hill was the better purchase of the two of them. There
Yeah,
was
mainly because we bought it for $1 at a yard sale and it was still sealed, and we didn't know it was a first edition copy that was worth or second edition copy that is worth like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, mostly because it's got a couple of printing errors. It's worth about $250 in the condition it's currently in, if we ever decided to sell it, which I don't think we are. So nobody DM us about it. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll do a live play of it if we get TS over to play with us, because it really needs at least 3 players.
Yes, it does. It's more preferred to play with at least 5. Because it's fantastic when you have
Well,
just the
I'd
full
say
game.
it's a bare minimum is 2 players, and it's you and your opponent, and one of you is the betrayer. But let's get back on topic with the Skyrim board game.
Yes, it has.
Now, there was a comment linking a deep dive into the game with Board Game Geek, which gives, all the mechanics, the character customization, the combat system, how to do the co-op.
Let alone, like, it starts off with, you start reading, it's like, okay, and it has, you click on more, and you click on more, and it's this wall of text.
Yeah, and then I think it was towards the bottom. Yeah, here's the contents. The game board itself, 100 by 56 centimeters, the rule book, a campaign tutorial book, 6 hero miniatures, 4 player boards, so it's 9 custom
like
dice. Yeah.
380 tokens.
And then 30 translucent cubes in 5 colors. 5 game save boxes, a card holder with 6 dividers, 8 reference cards, 6 double-sided character cards,
293 quest cards
of 3 different types, 60 dungeon cards, 64 event cards, 67 encounter cards, 25 follower cards, 38 city wilderness cards, 197 equipment cards divided by 7 types, 46 upgrade, and 41 status cards. And that's the base game.
Yeah, there's
an
another
expansion.
expansion that you could buy that has even more stuff.
Lots more miniatures.
So yeah, if this game is beefy, I'd say for all this is highly worth like even the $150 price tag.
Yeah, but right now, Amazon has it kind of on sale for 125, and if you get it with the expansion, it's 235. So the expansion is a lot more miniatures.
For all you people that are like board game enthusiasts, the one thing I would suggest, right now everybody's doing their tax returns.
Yeah, this would
So
be
your
a
tax
good,
return comes in, grab a copy of this and
if you
the
haven't already.
bundled with the expandable bits, and just basically sit down with your friends for like a month and have a blast.
Yeah, I mean, it's practically as
We're not kidding.
endless as Monopoly.
Yeah. And way more interesting. Who needs finance when you can go Fuzro duh?
Except you're not going to be doing that. Because
I know,
you're
but I
not the
like saying it.
The characters aren't the Dragonborn, because this takes place before. I mean,
I don't care. I'm the blade that just says Fuzro duh as I run into battle.
Alright. Now, let's see, Hasbro's stock price seems to have mostly stabilized around $58 in the last week or so.
Okay.
And then, yes.
Speaking of Elder Scrolls.
Yes, there was one other Elder Scrolls story that I saw, and I clicked the link on a related story, which I found much more interesting, which is this one. It is about Sir Terry Pratchett and his work on an Oblivion mod, because apparently he absolutely loved Morrowind and Oblivion when they came out.
Okay.
And he was apparently fairly enthusiastic when it came to the modding scene for both games.
Mm-hmm.
And then he spotted a particular interesting mod that he really liked. Contacted the creator of the mod, and then started helping her with expanding it with her co-creator, which I think is absolutely awesome. It happened at the time he was researching his novel Snuff that he came upon this mod.
Which, in all honesty, Snuff was actually one of my favorite books by Terry Pratchett.
Yeah, it's honestly very well written.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a lot more sense knowing where he was in his particular game of Oblivion when he started doing it. Now, the mod is a player companion called Vilja. And originally, the mod author created it as, just sort of a companion to keep her company. And then she decided to release it on mod forums, and Sir Terry found it, adored it, sent her a DM saying praise for Vilja. a few months later. And she told Eurogamer that the first letter she received from him back in March of 2010, she actually didn't have any idea who he was.
Oh.
She just thought he was some cool older dude that loved her mod. And whose name just, he happened to sign it Terry Pratchett. But, she kept in touch with him, and then he started describing stuff, and she started updating the mod to help him out when he was exploring the Gumplin dungeons, so they'd be non-hostile. And then she also added a gifting function to it, and that he ended up naming most of the items that you can gift her. So he ended up putting a bunch of Easter eggs for Snuff into it.
Yep.
And he wrote a lot of her text lines. Possibly including this one. It's nice to have you as companion, to know that you're just a few steps behind me, ready to help out if I'm in trouble. It's also entirely possible Emma was the one who wrote that line. But, she picked that one since Vilja is a Swedish word that means will, or as Emma put it, willpower, guts, determination. And also made her something of a combat help companion.
Yeah, not just that, but also it says here in the article, at his request, the mod was even eventually designed with a feature that would help players navigate their way out of dungeons or onto the next objective, a feature which allowed him to continue enjoying the game, even as his Alzheimer's condition made it more difficult to navigate complex 3D spaces.
Yeah, and they also worked on another mod called Pack Donkeys, which would allow players to buy up to 4 pack donkeys at one of the stables. And he delighted in the fact that one of them that he had kept stealing carrots and getting him in trouble with the guards. He thought it was funny. So, no correcting that behavior, because it was funny.
Yep. So, anything else?
He also invited Emma to the launch party for stuff in October of 2011, which she thought was really awesome.
That's cool. I don't really have any more input on the subject.
Yeah.
Terry Pratchett was a good man, fantastic author.
Yes, his 42
Busted out
book.
like 6 books a year. Yeah.
Yes, his 42
42
book trilogy for
trilogy.
Discworld. Which has a reading guide for which parts of the series you should read in which order to get them in the correct time period order.
Yes. So,
I guess that's all I really wanted to talk about as far as articles and stuff.
All right. Well, since we don't really have a strong creator spotlight currently, would you mind if I did a little something?
Okay.
All right. For those of you that may or may not be aware, we here at Arcasaur Tabletop have been working a lot on several different projects, and at the very least, 3 of them, or 2 of them, have been released, and one of them is currently getting the finishing touches and will be on its way shortly. I guess you might say the creator spotlight today is us. Right now, we currently have AORPS out. It is an open source role playing system that you can use the base of it to create whatever you want. You want to make your own role playing game, go for it. If you want to make your own pseudo supplement for something else that's based around AORPS, go for it. You know, I want this to go out to the world for free so that Hasbro has competition, way too much competition. The other thing that we've worked on that we are actually currently have out on the Game Crafter, because we don't have our own facilities with which to manufacture. On our website, you can actually go to arcasaurtt.com and go to our games section, and it will take you over to our Game Crafter page. Currently, right now, we have up Sea Maiden's Bounty, which is a tavern dice game that you can purchase. It comes with wooden dice, some cursed pirate treasure, which is just, little pirate tokens, but still cursed pirate treasure. And
It's awesome.
you play back and forth betting games to try to see if you can win the entire hand or the entire pot. 3 games in all. Basically one that's based on a loose version of, I guess you might say, not craps, but
Snake Eye.
Loose version of what is it called?
Snake Eyes.
Blackjack. Sorry, loose version of Blackjack. One that's based, one that's based on a not so loose version of Texas Hold'em or just poker in general. And one that's based on essentially craps, but it's whoever gets the highest roll wins. Making bets each time. The rules are
website.
Yeah, the rules come with the game. The other game that we're close to finished on, I have to work on a couple small issues that were with the manual. But after that's done, which hopefully I should get done with tonight, and be able to shoot an instructional video and whatnot, so we can launch it tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, is a game that actually Garnet Sky has worked on.
Yes,
she was the one that came up with the main idea. Yeah, she was the lead designer. She was the one that came up with the main idea, the main rule set. The only thing that I was involved with was compilation, and
you did awesome.
And the artwork. That's it.
Yeah, which is also awesome.
Everything else was all her. It is a game where you take command of your own pirate ship. There are 4, and you sail from your port of call. Oh yeah, by the way, the game's name is called Port of Call.
Yes.
You sail from your port of call to the island that has treasure on it. Take that treasure and get it back to your port before other players try to sink you and take it for themselves. There are multiple modes of play. There are 2 double-sided game boards, which means that there are 4 game mats that you can traverse the high seas on. We've had a handful of test groups play this game, and they're like, this is a good throwdown game for like the middle of a party. And so, it's real simple to learn, real easy to understand. You can play it with your kids, you can play it with your friends, and it can still be a good time. And so, we're gonna see if we can get that launched tomorrow.
So excited. Can I say something?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted a game that anyone could play. As young as 5-6 years old. If they can count the dots on the die, they can move that many spaces. So I wanted something simple enough that siblings could include their younger siblings,
Yes.
that it was something you could do together. But I also wanted something that you could enhance the play, like we actually did it for Thanksgiving. I had a test group of my family for Thanksgiving, which are all in their 20s, and then me and my husband. And so we had a throw down, drag out, to the death kind of war battle. It was awesome. Everybody loved it. So you can have something as simple as get the treasure and get it back to your port of call. Or you can have absolute blowout fights of I'm going to sink your ship and take the treasure for myself. And then the one that we played for Thanksgiving was there is no treasure. We're just out to see who's the last ship standing. It was awesome. We had so much fun. And so I wanted a game that you could have multiple layers with in difficulty or strategy, but then something also so simple. And one of my biggest pushes was you have all of these movies and video games and other games that you walk into, the captain's cabin, and he has this impressive desk, and it is full of all these maps. I didn't just want a board. I wanted multiple maps, multiple treasures, multiple adventures to go on. And so Scott was really awesome with helping work it out that we would have 2 mats, double-sided would be 4 maps to play on, different strategies, different engagements. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I hope everybody likes it. And awesome artwork. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about the artwork. You did absolutely amazing.
And right now I'm showing everyone at home something else that our lovely Garnet Sky designed.
What did I do?
The yin yang wings.
Oh yeah, I have an actual character in one of our campaigns. Her name is Will Ya Die. She's like the Judge Dredd of campaign peoples. But I wanted something just massively impressive. That this is her life. This is what she's going to do. I am the law, period. So this, balance of good and evil and the judgment to understand the good and evil within it and to have that balance. And so Scott was always talking about how he wanted like an angel wing and a dragon wing. And so I came up with this really cool tattoo idea down the left side of her face as this dragon wing and an angel wing with 2 20-side dice as the eyes for the yin yang. And it just kind of stuck, and now it ended up on merchandise.
Yeah, I was going through the merch store while you were talking about Portugal.
Yep, and it actually it turns out to be like out of the other stuff. Yeah, we have our Arcasaur D&D, which is our old logo, but still our Arcasaur D&D merch, and even our Travelers pack that we have.
I got the hoodie. I love that hoodie.
Those are nice. Deanna has the Arcasaur Tabletop logo zip up hoodie.
Yeah,
and that's pretty, but like in all honesty, just that yin yang logo, like it's gorgeous.
I mean, I got the phone. I got the phone case.
Yeah,
I was so excited. Oh my gosh, I have to have one. So
yeah,
and the phone case is actually really, really cool. I don't know. I don't want to say it's cheapy, but I was actually expecting a little on the cheapy side, like Walmart kind of get, or maybe you wished kind of get, but it was going to be super cool because it had my artwork on it.
Yeah.
And it's like velvet lined on the inside. I don't know what that's called. It's not real velvet, but it's got this softer interior so that as your
It's a type
phone
of
is
shock. It's a type of shock proofing if you
shot.
drop your phone.
Yeah. And so it's got that on the inside, and then it's got 2 layers on the outside. And honestly, oh gosh, how long have I had this now? I honestly don't remember how long I've had this,
A few
but
months at the very least.
ones I've bought in the past, about every 4 to 6 months, I have to change my phone case because it is so scratched and so, faded, and it just gets really, really ugly. And so about every 6 months, I change it. I still haven't changed it yet. It's still in really good condition. So I was very shocked with the phone case. I thought it's cool because it has my artwork, but it's actually really, really well built. It is definitely worth the money. I'm very, very happy with it. I'll probably have it for a long time. Well, until probably I upgrade my phone and then I have to get a new one anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, the phone cases are Samsung model, intended for Samsung model phones.
Yep. We have Galaxy S8, S9, both plus versions. The Notes 8, 9, and 10 and 10 Plus, Galaxy S10 series, Galaxy S20 series, Note 20 series, and Note 21, 22, and 23 series.
No, it's S21, 22, and 23. It's Note
Well, the reason
20, Note 20 Ultra.
Oh, what I said was Galaxy S21, S21 Plus, S21 Ultra, 22, 22 Plus, 22 Ultra, 23, 23 Plus, and 23 Ultra.
Yeah. So it's not
Oh,
even,
website. You can find it.
We also have it in
You'll find
multiple
it for me.
colors: white, gray, black, and navy blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the gray version. It makes the angel wings stand out a little bit more. And
Yeah, it
so
does.
I liked that gray.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And the black
sorry.
does too. Yeah. No, you're fine.
I got too chatty. I got too excited. But I'm
All right.
really, really excited about that, about Protocol. The people, the different groups we've had test it all said that it was the first time they played it through, it was like 10, 12 minutes, and they were kind of, oh, this is too short. And then they got to see the rules for the more advanced, strategy type settings.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got really excited. So, you can have this little like baby version, and then a kiddo version, and then the teenage version, and then like the adult strategy versions.
Yeah.
And I liked that because then anybody can play, everybody can play. And then as you have those little kid versions, as they grow up, they can also move into more difficult ways to play, to challenge their time. I remember those times when we weren't able to go do something cool or exciting, and we would get out a board game and just absolutely go nuts for like 2-3 hours. We are terrorizing each other over this game and having an absolute blast. Goodness, I had a game. My best friend, she had a card table in her bedroom in the corner, so that every time we came over, or every time I came over, spend the nights and stuff, come on, after school and work on a project together or something, we had a game of Monopoly that went on for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was the never ending. I don't even think we ever ended it. I think it was we all got married and it was like, we have to pack this away now. But it was you have that, the person with you, the people with you, and you can have that fun time together. I do enjoy online stuff because then I get to play with my friends and family across the United States. But there's just something really cool about in the moment, family came over, let's play a game. So I just wanted to have something fun like that.
Yeah,
So I'm very excited.
that's why I said, all the people that have tested it for me, they're like, this is a fun throwdown game. It's just something that you can grab off the shelf, throw it down, and go.
Yep.
Minimal setup, very little, very intuitive style of play.
Yes,
Just set it down and go.
it is totally a party game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And speaking of party
I'm
games,
excited.
also keep an eye out for, and this is currently still in the working phases. It is a trivia game called Going Mental. It's a card game that harkens back to kind of like the Jackbox collection. It's got a whole
Yep.
bunch of different trivia stuff on it, and so hopefully we'll have that out sometime soon, near future.
Yeah. Do you know which one we're gonna release first?
Just volume 1, which is a random set.
Oh, okay. Because I know we had talked about multiple different kind of genres, and we got very, very excited about it.
Yes.
It's like, wait a minute, let's start with one first, and then we'll come up with more.
Yes. But then, we got distracted from that by all of Hasbro's shenanigans.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and also Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, we're a little distracted by that too. We probably won't go on this kind of tangent again, unless we end up down a rabbit hole again.
Yeah.
But if you like the way we ramble, go ahead and like and subscribe to the video, and any other stuff we do you like. And I do promise we will get to our real play onto the channel. I just got to get the recordings from Scott to upload.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
Thank you all for listening. And good night.
Bye.
Bye.